And like a big part of why I've set out to do this challenge is about the fact that it's a hard challenge. It's something which seems impossible at the beginning. And then as you do each stage of it and as you progress through it, it becomes easier and easier because you pick up the skills required to do the next step. I think there's a real similarity between challenges like this and building a business, in that the people who end up building businesses or kind of building movements, campaigns, whatever that might be,
Yeah.
it's the fact that they concentrate on what needs to happen next to get me to that big goal in the future. Because actually, you don't go from doing nothing to climbing Everest, let's say. There's so many different steps involved between those two things. But to give you the motivation to get started and to be able to have something that will pull you along that journey, you obviously need that like big end goal.
Yeah.
Because you also need to make lots of decisions as you move towards it, right? So you need a criteria of some variety. And that might just be, is this going to get me closer to my end goal? To allow you to say, okay, I'm going to do that and I'm not going to do this. I'm going to choose that path. I'm not going to choose this path. And so I would say that's how some of these things start to weave together. But for me, I see it as a real investment in myself and in the business. And the more
Yeah.
I can build up that resilience and build up that strength and build up those kind of leadership qualities we were
Exactly.
talking about previously, that's only going to be to the advantage of my customers, my team, anyone that I'm working with.
Yeah. And is there an equivalent of that kind of a vision or a big goal for your business?
One of our kind of key areas that we would love to move towards as an organization is we believe that stakeholder proximity, and this idea of, we think about one of the biggest problems within large organizations specifically is that over time, all of their stakeholders, if you imagine them as a bit of a network, that network tends to diverge and people tend to drift away over time. And we see that the best businesses out there and the highest performing businesses are those that keep their stakeholders really close through building systems to do that over time. So that's the type of thing we help our customers with. What we would love to see in the future is stakeholder proximity being a completely integrated part of decision making within the boards of the largest businesses in the world. We think that every big decision, whether that's a big strategic decision, an operational decision, whatever it is that you might be making, we see that unless you're really taking into account what all of the stakeholders around that situation are thinking, feeling, how they're going to react, what they might do as a result of that decision, if that's being neglected, then that's going to have a compounding negative effect over time. And we see that where stakeholder proximity can be embedded in boards, whether that's in the private sector or in the public sector, that feels like the level of impact that we want to have, feels how we want to build and scale and grow what we do.
Yeah.
I think there's a real appetite for that.